Hello boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting episode of S.T.A.L.K.e.r. Hope all around your neck of the woods is doing fine, especially with the Christmas and festive season approaching us. I certainly know that I've done my best to prepare myself for it, what with friends and family to see, with food to scoff, and plenty of drink to be had. That's the plan anyway, that is the plan. But yeah, I thought today's episode I'll talk about something that I did, maybe, oh God, about 3 or 4 years ago. I went to Korea for a year. That was fun, and I just thought it'd just be an interesting thing to talk about while we do our usual walking about the zone and making sure that we don't die in the first 5 minutes of an episode, which is kind of the standard for us here. But yeah, before I go on to the topic, let me tell you what we're going to do in our general vibes today. So we've got a couple of boxes. We've got this stash over here to have a look at, and then we also have got this package over here to deliver, and a box over here to deliver. And maybe if we can make some friends along the way, we can also then start taking over this place and maybe this place for some, what do we call them? Some missions. We're going to kill people. That's the idea, that's the plan. Whether it happens or not, we shall certainly see if it goes about that in that kind of way. But yeah, so I've, as probably if you've been watching the Dawn of War casts, you know, from East Yorkshire, a place called Hull, a mighty fine city within the... someone says it's the jewel and the crown of England, but, you know, I mean, that's maybe me being a bit biased, but I quite like it in Hull. It's quite a nice place to be. But for a little while, for like I said, for about a year, I lived in Korea. South Korea to be specific, not North Korea for obvious reasons. But I lived in haha, nearly said it then. I lived in South Korea. And I just thought that, hey, you know what, that's a cool story. Oh, hold on. Well, the dog's up there. There are dogs. I don't want to fight dogs, because if we're going to be doing potentially a lot of combat, let's try and avoid any unnecessary combat. Dogs are over there, that's fine. They're not being aggro to us. Let sleeping dogs lie, as they say. It's a long time ago. Way back when in the distant years of 2019, way before COVID even happened, I worked in a school, a special needs school to be very specific, and I worked there for about 5 years at that point. And I don't know if you feel this in the place that you work at the moment, but very much it was a case of I would wake up, I would go to work, I would come home, I would do home things like, you know, eat, maybe play some video games, maybe occasionally see a friendship group or maybe just a couple people, and then go to bed. And it was like that for about 5 years. And for those of you who have maybe worked in special needs school or worked with special needs people, you'll probably be able to sympathise with me and say that it's actually quite a physically tiring job. You know, you don't really have that much energy left over at the end of the day when you come back home. And so you kind of just like end up like mellowing out. Is mellowing out the right term? You're basically too knackered to do most things. And that was what it was like for me for about 5 years. And eventually I got to the point where I thought to myself, hey, you know what? This is not for me. This is not for me at all. I don't like the idea of only living to work and only existing to basically just do the same thing every single day over and over again until the day you die. So I was in a situation where I thought, right, okay, I've got to change something. And the thing is that, right, when you work in education, generally, I know everyone says, oh, teachers have got like loads of like transferable skills. In my head at the time, I thought, well, oh, will you come in? Ah, you're not getting me, you wanker. Pass down over there, thank you very much. Not for me, not for you. But yeah, so I was in that situation, you know, having to do the same thing over and over again. Didn't like it. And so I thought to myself, hey, well, you know, gotta make a change, man. Gotta make a change. And, oh, I was talking about transferable skills, yeah, so I thought to myself, right, the only thing I could do is teach. That's the only thing I'm qualified to do. That is the limit of my ability to do stuff. So, thankfully, being an English speaker, just naturally based on where I was born and the language that was gifted to me by my nation and upbringing and all that stuff. I thought, oh, well, you know what? Teaching English as a foreign language, that is a thing that I can do. That is a thing I could just pull out my backside and just kind of just do on the casual. So I'd look up like a bunch of different countries and thought, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just go and do that for a little bit. Now, I suppose maybe the question is, why to pick Korea? Now, a long, long time ago, you might remember the game Overwatch came out. And in that game, there's loads of characters from loads of different nationalities. And, right, hear me out, right? This, I know it sounds cringe, but just bear with me for a second here, right? So, I really like the character Diva, right? Not because, and you've probably seen the SFM things, I know you have, you cheeky young man or woman. I know they exist, but I quite liked the alphabet that was associated with her. Because it just looked cool, right? You know, like, look at the Chinese alphabet, look at the Japanese alphabet. Yeah, it's got some vibes about it, but the Korean alphabet, that just looks... I can't quite put it to words why I thought it was really cool. Oh, it's shooting over there, never mind. Are we going in the right direction? Have I come off the path a little bit too early? A little bit too early, yes. We'll go down a bit further. But yeah, I just like the look of the alphabet. I just thought that was like... It's a really nice looking alphabet. So I learnt it just in my spare time. Occasionally, like an evening, I would go on like Duolingo or Memrise. And I would just... I can hear things. I'm going on a bit of a jog. Bit of a jog because I can hear the baddies. But yeah, I would spend some time learning the alphabet just because it was quite kind of fun. And after the alphabet, I started learning a few words. And then, by the time I got to this point where I thought, right, okay, I need to move to a different country and try and change my work environment. Well, Korea was just like the natural point. I knew nothing about the country, knew nothing about the culture. You know, didn't know anything about the food or the music or anything like that, apart from Gangnam Style, which was a song way back when. Some of you crazy kids might remember it from all those years ago, but yeah, that's kind of why I chose Korea. And I remember when I made the decision to go, it was, and I had a flat in the, that's those bobbing things over there. I don't know if you can see on the screen, but there was some moving chaps there. That's what we could hear earlier on. But yeah, when I made the decision, I remember it was about maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. I was in a flat in town. It was like nighttime and it was all dark and stuff. It was about... God, it must have been like November or October or something, because like, just everything was always dark during that time. And I thought, yeah, this is... It feels like the right time to go. I feel tired all the time. The money isn't good in the workplace that I'm in at the moment. I'm not really getting much out of life at the moment, so yeah, I'm just gonna, crack on and go about it. And I didn't really have much of a plan. I was originally going to go with a... Yeah, there's people over there doing things. They've gone now. Ah, there they are. Hobbling about the place. Like some flippin' golem. That's not our problem. They're over there doing their thing. We're over here doing our thing. Are you a thing? You're a dead thing. Look at that. Eyes out the wazoo over here. So once I made that choice, once I decided, hey, you know what, this is what I genuinely want to do, I basically, for about 1 year, would avoid spending money at all costs. Like, when my shoes got holes in them, I thought, you know what, I'll just endure it. If it gets rainy, my shoes get wet, I'll get over that. If I'm feeling hungry, well, you know what, I'll skip a few meals here and there to save up some money. If my, like, clothes didn't look all that fashionable, well, you know what, that's fine. I'll avoid buying clothes. And to be fair, even these days, I'll avoid buying clothes just because I'm a man. Gosh darn it. And I buy clothes in August. That is when I buy clothes. Because I'm unorganised, and that's when clothes are cheapest. I buy suit jackets and stuff. That's Suit jackets, trousers, shirts. If you don't dress smart when you've got a beard like mine, you look homeless. So that's kind of how my fashion sense goes. My first after drinking vodka. That's not how it works, surely. Okay, fine. We'll do it. But yeah, I just essentially just really cut back on absolutely everything and saved up some money. And, you know, bought the plane tickets. In fact, actually, for a going away present, my mum bought me the plane tickets there, which was a really nice. Was it Qatar Airways? We went to Dubai, and then we got a transfer flight over to Seoul, South Korea. And I'll tell you now, that flight was remarkable compared to the flight I got back home, because I bought for my own money. But the flight there, my goodness, lap of luxury. It was a case of you need to sit on the plane, and then there'd be people coming to you giving you. I mean, they were just constant. Like they were trying to ply with as much alcohol as humanly possible. And I thought to myself, hey, probably landing in a foreign country on your own is not a good idea if you're drunk. But did I do it anyway? Absolutely, of course I did. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you at all? But yeah, so did I have a plan going over into South Korea? I didn't really have much of a plan. So my mum knew a chap who lived there, and the idea was I would go and set his for the weekend just to orientate myself, you know, catch up on the sleep from jet lag. He would then point me to a place where I could find like a SIM card for my phone, and then kind of just go. I had no job organised, I had no accommodation sorted out. I just kind of went there and see what happened. And the way it works over there, when you've got a British passport, if you go to South Korea, you're entitled to a, well, we'll say entitled. If you go there with like no documentation whatsoever, well, of course you've got your passport, but like if you just go there with a British passport, then you can have 3 months of a tourist visa. So, right, okay, well, 3 months, just there, see what's going on. Oh, it's the box in here somewhere. There we go, look at that. Anything useful? Ah, it's bloody rubbish. So what we're looking for is that we're looking for more of these. I need 6, I've got 2 of them at the moment, I need 6 of them to make advanced tools. So I'm going to start fixing the armor that I found elsewhere. If I can fix the armor, then, well, I've got better armor. And also, I've got some Stalker armor that I can fix up. If I fix the Stalker armor, I'm able to sneak into other places and maybe get some extra bits and bobs from them. So that's the plan in the grand scheme of things in the distant future. But hey ho, yeah. So, like I said, I had no real plan, which I know is probably not the best way to do it. But after spending about 5 years doing the same thing every single day, over and over and over again, I was just desperate for something a bit wild, a bit wacky, a bit different from standard normal thing that one becomes familiar with in your day-to-day life. So I have the flight booked from Manchester Airport all the way to, like I say, to Dubai and then to Seoul. And I'll tell you what, that entire flight, it did not feel like I was leaving the country. It did not feel like I was going on this massive adventure. I don't know if you've ever felt like this before, but it's kind of like when like a major event happens in your life. It doesn't really feel like it's happened until maybe like a couple of days afterwards. And I remember getting off the plane, a little bit drunk, a little bit hazy, collecting my baggage from the little spinny. Oh, what would you call it? It's like a rotary belt. The bagging area, Bob. The bagging area is in fucking Tesco's, isn't it? The thing where you put your shopping on. But no, I remember getting off there, collecting my things, and it just feeling like oh, I haven't left the country yet. Oh, I've just got off the plane and I'm still in England. Gosh darn it. It's not a different place at all. I mean, even when I saw the South Korea in the airport, they've got like a robot that like walks around, well not walks around, but like rolls around and cleans things, which what I thought was like the most peculiar thing I ever saw in my life up until that point. but did not feel like I left the country at all. And, oh, so here's a fun thing. So, I was given directions by the chap that I was staying with over the weekend with when I first got there. And the directions he gave me were not very good. He told me that I was to go to a bar, can't remember what the bar's called, but the bar was in a place called s.T.A.L.K.e.r, which in Seoul, imagine it's like reverse Chinatown. Yeah? You go there and all the Asian stuff kind of like fades away a little bit, and you see a little bit more Western stuff there. And I had no idea where it was, and I learned enough Korean. I got the golden owl on Duolingo. If you've ever done Duolingo before, you get all the way down the levels of like the language stuff, and you, when you've completed all, hey, oh well, then you've got a golden owl, and that was me. So I thought, hey, I know lots of Korean. I'll be able to talk my way through to get to anywhere. And so I get there, and I'm like, shit, where are the taxis? And I was thinking, I don't know how to ask, where are the taxis in Korean? And you'd think, oh, well, everyone speaks English. In Korea, they don't. Most people don't speak English at all. Those are dogs over there. Do I shoot them? It's a narrow place, probably. Can I jump on these things? Oh, ho, ho, ho. No. Right, probably not advantageous to use snipers, but may as well. Sorry, dogs. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, you don't go down, do you? Please stop. Oh, God, he bobbed and weaved then. Please stop. Stop what you're doing. There's more dogs. Oh, there's... Oh, God, there's like 5 of them. Oh, God. On the rocks. Jeez, oh, they're jumping. Stop. Stop. Oh, God, don't kill me. Not here, of all places. Been caught, yes. Oh. Exploded into a fine red mist. What are you doing? I don't like this. This was not how the interaction was meant to be going. Dogs are meant to be really easy things to kill in this game. But clearly I've not got this down to a fine art at all. Also take some painkillers as well while we're here. There we go, just popped all the useful meds that I have. Right, will he leave us alone? That's the question. Maybe. Let me reload everything else. But yeah, so... got off the plane, thinking to myself, yeah, I know Korean. I know enough Korean to be able to get myself by in the world, in the places. No, I did not. Not enough at all. But thankfully, there was this chap who saw my plight and then got in the taxi with me and then took me to the bar where I was going to meet this family friend. And did he ask for like a... what was it? A tourist fee? A travel fee? He asked me for some money to take him there, and I thought, yeah, you know what, that's fine. I had about 5 grand saved up at this point. You know, 1 entire year of not doing anything at all. So I saved up about £5,000. And... yeah, so I gave him some pennies for his troubles. There's more dogs over here. Oh god, there's so many dogs. Why? This is not what I signed up for at all. Yeah, it was a good guy. We got there eventually and met everyone. And it was like, hey, you know what? We found it. And that bar that I went to, you know, they're like, hey, what have you been doing? I said, hey, I just got off the plane. And they said, okay, well, here's your first Korean beer on us. When I say a Korean beer, it was a beer called Red Rock, which I know that's definitely not a Korean beer, but that was the one that they served around about that place. And it was like quite a cheap beer, so I thought, yeah, okay, that's nice. Very friendly people over in that bar. And it was only on the evening when I went to the family friend's house, sat on the couch, everything went dark, the lights were out, there was no noise or anything apart from the sound of the air conditioning and everything else. I thought, oh shit, I'm in a different country. And far, far, far away from everyone that I know and love. I'll be honest, I broke down and had a little bit of a cry to myself. It was quite an emotional moment, because I thought to myself, hey, well, I mean, what you were doing before in the school that you were at, you know, it was, you weren't enjoying it, but it was stable, it was safe, it was, you knew what you were doing, you had a plan, and now you're in the wild. That was really scary, man. That was really scary. So yeah, and like for me personally, like I like to know what the area around me looks like, you know, from the perspective of like my mind and stuff. You know, like I know where I'm sat right now recording this video. I can in my head picture where everything around me is, and it makes the world feel big. But when I was initially in that little living room in the family friend's house, well, it felt really small. I couldn't tell you what was 5 feet outside the door, let alone down the street or anything. It made the world feel very, very small, which also made it feel very, very scary at the same time. And yeah, it was a very interesting experience. It was the first time I ever had that kind of feeling. Even when I went to university in a place called Derbyshire, didn't feel that scary purely because I knew that, well, I can at least speak to everyone. I at least know that all the language stuff. Oh, this. Oh shit! Have I gone backwards? No, that's fine. Fuck off! Stop! Hold on. Wrong button. Heavens to Betsy. That's way too much medical stuff. That's the problem with this one particular spawning point, is that there's just always stuff going on. I've got no more painkillery stuff. Do I? It's an antidote. Post heals, torso. Post heal legs, that's what I need. Is that post heal legs? Let's give it a go. Oh no, you do damage to our legs. Shit. Oh, bloody hell. Or do you do more? I have no idea. Either way. I'm taking pills. I'm taking pills. Part of the frills. Will give us a lot of radiation and poison resistance for quite some time. Are we taking any damage? Not much. Huzzah. Well done, team. So yeah, so for the first couple of days while I was there, in between getting the SIM card and all that stuff, I just walked everywhere. I walked down the main roads, down the side roads. I wanted to get a general lay of the land from my own perspective, just to make my own brain kind of like settle down. I remember I was told, hey, I bet you will really want to try the Korean food around here. I didn't. I'll be honest, I've tried lots of Korean food. Didn't really like it all that much. But then again, I am a Western man. I'll tell you what, I remember one time, my girlfriend was in South Korea. She invited me to have sushi at her friend's sushi bar. And I really, really tried it, but I didn't like it. And so I said, hey, well then, why don't you go down to the local Burger King and bring it over here? And I felt so much shame sat there eating a fucking burger in the sushi joint. But I don't like fish, especially raw fish. It's not my thing. But yeah, so I walked around quite a lot. And so my family friend's house, it was in Itaewon, which is, like I said, it was reverse Korean town, basically. If you imagine it's like this really long street where there's like lots of shops and stuff, lots of cafes and whatnot, because Korea is like just everywhere you go, there's just cafes everywhere. They love coffee over there. And surprisingly, a lot of Turkish people there as well. You get really good kebabs there. Kebabs and French-speaking Africans. I can't remember what country a lot of those people came from, but whichever countries that the French had in Africa, that's which was a really weird combination, but that's what it was. And yeah, I basically explored around that area initially for quite some time. Had a few audiobooks in, listened to a couple of those, had a look at all the architecture, walked to some parks, and like I said, just got the lay of the land just to make my own brain see sense. All the while, of course, like on the evenings, you know, going to local bars, pubs and clubs. And they've got quite a few good places to drink down in Tier 1, I do have to say. A lot more Western-centric for obvious reasons. You know, finding an Irish bar over there is quite easy. And, I mean, what was it? There was one bar which was just essentially, you'd go there, the arcade games everywhere, and you would just drink and play Pac-Man and other stuff like that. It was, it's the safe to walk through. Gonna give it a go. Oh, he's a brave man. He's a brave man. Yeah, it was a interesting place to drink. Very interesting place to drink indeed. And while this was all going on, right, well, you know what? I'm here, and I'm here for a job specifically. And not only am I looking for a job, but also a blooming place to stay. Now, before I carry on the story, let me just find out what is going on around these necks of the woods. Any cool tasks? Young people? Fetching things? No, we don't need any of that. You'll find my inventory. What are these? Cleaning solvent. Yeah, why not? We've got it. So we may as well cash it in. How was it? Cheap vodka? For one? Yes. Okay, we could do that. Anything for additional bits and bobs, I reckon. And you're all over here. Cool, nice. Have any friends? Do you want to be my friend? You want to be my friend? No friends here, I'm afraid. That's sad. But yeah, I wanted to find a job, but also, more importantly, I wanted to find some accommodation. Now, through Craigslist, of all things, that's where I found my accommodation. In South Korea, there's a type of accommodation called the Goshi one. I think that's what it's called. I could be mistaken. Oh, are you the dude? Hello, dude. Job is done. And stashes. You've given me stashes. That's cool. Is that it? Oh, there's a dude up here as well. Where's the ladder? I think this is where we're meant to go. You're the dude? Yes, you're the dude as well. Hello, dude. Job is done. And you give me some money. Alright, so does that change our plan? Has that any stashes? Hold on, where are you? We've got a delivery over here that we need to give. But no new stashes around. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one right in our trajectory. That's amazing. Super duper useful. Right, okay. So deliver our package over here, and then we'll do that. I'll also save as well, because such good fortune can't be ignored at all in any way, shape, or form. Nice one. Well done, chaps and chapettes, and all that stuff. Actually, do you want to be a friend? Do you join us? No friends. That's all right. Okay. I don't need friends. In the zone. The only person you can rely on is yourself. Unless you. Do you want to be a friend? You're not a friend. Fine. Oh, bloody hell. It's like being in England with all this rain knocking around us. Not the best kind of weather to go walking around in. But yeah, so I found accommodation in. Oh, was it Jamshin? Jamsho? Jamyan? Jamshin sounds familiar. Which is kind of like on the south side of the river, on the eastern part of Seoul. Or central eastern part of Seoul, anyway. And yeah, the place called the Gershwin. So essentially, imagine like a really, really small room. And I paid maybe about £200 a month for it. And that was just basically where I lived for about nearly 2 months. And it was great. It's a phenomenal place to live because you were right smack bang in the middle of loads of things. It was super cheap. I mean, when you think about it, £200 a month, you look at most hotels and most... I mean, a hostel, you don't get your own room. And in a hotel where you're spending loads and loads of money there, but... Man, that was it. That was a right steal. As far as I'm aware, Gershwins are basically where people for plastic surgery go to rest before they go back on their planes. Now, I could be wrong about that. Could totally be wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain that we're at least halfway to being correct on that. But yeah, just had my little had a little fridge, had my own personal shower. I could have gone for a cheaper one if there wasn't a shower, but I wanted my own shower because to hells with sharing with random plebeians about the business. And yeah, it was a cracking little place to be. I was maybe about half an hour, about maybe like an hour's walk away from Itaewon, and then also an hour's walk away from Gangnam, which is like the big, super duper excellent nightclubby central part of Seoul. It's a really, really interesting place to be. And it was from this little room, my little base of operations, where I really started to explore. Because, like I said before, then just kind of just walking around everywhere, just getting like kind of like familiar with things. But that was when I really started like getting involved in things. I used an app called Stalker. Was it called Stalker or just Talk? Ironic for this video series. Where basically it was kind of like Twitter, where you would post things what you're doing during the day. But what you would do is that you would write it in a language that you're trying to learn, and then people would correct you on your grammar and your usage of words and stuff. Shall we go in the right direction? Hold on. Package, yep, over here. So I was using that to basically say, hey, oh look, here's what I'm doing in Korea today, and then people would correct me on it. And there was a chap called Kevin who contacted me on there after correcting my grammar. He said, hey, oh well, I only live about an hour away from where you are at the moment. Do you want to do stuff? I could show you the city and stuff. So, oh, okay, fine, yeah, that sounds amazing. So we met in Gangnam for the first time ever. Now, bearing in mind, his name was called Kevin. Not his real name, obviously. That was his Westernized name. So I called him Korean Kevin. And he showed me a thing or two. He took me to a couple of bars and stuff. And one of my most memorable nights with Korean Kevin was at this bar. Hold on, let me cash in this quest really quick. Hello.
It's
something from a friend. Thank you very much. Oh, I got some cigarettes. That's all good. Do we go through here? It's dangerous. It'll save us time. No. Let's just casually walk up this way. Might meet some more bandits over here as well. But I think here, let's not waste all our effort. Also, again, because I'm a safe scumming piece of shit, let's also do this as well. But yeah, so one of my most memorable nights of Korean Kevin, right? So, you know, we're two young men, late 20s, out in the middle of Seoul, in Gangnam of all places. We're young, we're dumb, we're full of terrible ideas. And Kevin says, hey, here's one bar that you won't have in the West. I'm like, what are you on about, Korean Kev? What are you on about? So he takes me to a bar where you can only go in as a group of men or a group of women. There's no mixing. You can only go in as one particular group. So I go there with him. We sit down at this like little booth. And if you imagine, there's just like rows and rows and rows of different booths. With booths full of men or booths full of women. There's food that you can order. All through like a computer, man. You don't actually talk to a waiter. You just press some buttons on a machine and like people will come over and just bring you stuff. Which is really interesting for me because I've never been to a place like that before in my life. And he says, hey, look around. Are there any attractive women in this place? And so I go, okay, well, so I look around. oh yeah, that one girl over there, she's quite attractive. And so he taps a... so, as sitting down and eating and stuff, there's, like, security guards or bouncers or something. They're walking around. And he taps one of these on the shoulder and says, hey, bring those girls over here. And so what those guys do is that they go over there and they practically drag these women over to come and sit with us. And Korean Kevin, he's just loving it. He's just like, that's just standard, normal fare for him. And I'm sitting there thinking, holy shit, this is awful. I hate this. This is not good. Just having women just being delivered to your table. And they didn't seem comfortable with it neither. But, you know, I was like, okay, well, I guess this is the culture, maybe? It's not the culture. It's a really peculiar place, which I don't think is the mainstream, but maybe I was taken to a really weird club by Korean Kevin. I'm not entirely sure, but when in Rome, so I tried to talk. Well, the problem is, again, most Koreans don't speak English. So I'm sat there speaking broken fucking Korean. This girl who clearly doesn't want to be talking to a really beardy, weirdy kind of guy like me. And so, yeah, it was a interesting night. Interesting night. Thankfully, nothing too peculiar happened, but I was very keen on leaving that place. Well, there were other kinds of bars we went to. One of my favourite kind of bars where it's kind of like, imagine it's like a hotel where, not a hotel, but it's like a bar where you order your drinks and then you've got a room, you book a room essentially. And I mean that's it. You've got your own room, you drink, if you invite people to your room, maybe you get invited to other people's rooms, but generally it's just a case of, here's your food, here's your drink, leave it to your own devices. And that was really cool. I very much enjoyed that. That was a nice little... Because if you wanted to be like really chill and like quiet, you could in your own little room. And if you wanted to be more adventurous and go outside, you then could as well, which was... I thought it was a really nice place. And I think definitely more places in the world should have bars like that. It was at these places as well that I learnt some slight differences in drinking culture and drinking kind of stuff compared to England. So in England, generally, when you're at a pub or a bar, things like crisps or potato chips for you USA Canadian people. Oh, what else is there? There's like pork scratchings and other gubbins like that. But over there, one of their main drinking foods of choice is popcorn, of all things. Like salted popcorn. And I remember just finding cheese and onion flavoured popcorn and thinking, wow, this is just the best drinking snack ever. And it pains me that there is no flavoured popcorn like that in England. I mean, I'm sure I could probably find it, but like it'd be a speciality. It's not like they just buy at the local shop. It's a very specific kind of thing in England. But in South Korea, it's like, oh, it's just grab the popcorn and have a grand old time. And oh, good God! Oh, mercy! Please stop! Please stop! Please stop! Please stop! Ah, 10 walking off. I can't walk. Oh God! Oh, that scared the living shit out of me. Oh, I know I'm being eaten. All right. Okay. Fine. Fine. You know, I mean, you probably don't know. It's not every day you walk through, like, the zone and you see something scary. And I know for, well, hey, press sprint button, run away. No. Fear grabs a hold of you. You get fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Well, I froze. Right there. But hey ho. We'll be back at it. I'll go into a jog so we're not watching the same thing for too long. Yeah, there was this also... One kind of drink that they drink quite a lot over there is called soju, which, like, what I find really interesting about Korean drinking culture is that the very bottle itself of soju is designed almost more or less for drinking games. So there's two kinds of drinking games that I was introduced to that you play with a bottle of soju. One is that the cap on the top of a bottle of soju, when you peel it off, it turns like a little spinny... How would one describe it? It twists a little bit. It's quite hard. And the idea is that you are meant to flick it. And you keep on flicking it, you pass the bottle top around, and you keep on flicking it, and whoever flicks it off has to do a shot. Which, you know, that's fun. And at the... around the base of the cap, there's also a number. And whoever pulls the cork, or pulls the top off, they've got to ask everybody to guess what the number is. And whoever guesses it correctly, they're safe and everyone else has to do a shot. I just think it's just a really cool, neat way of doing drinking games. You know, that they've got it like built into the actual bottle itself. I mean, soju, it tastes like dirty dishwater. You know, it's not a good drink, but that is, again, my Western palate. Probably not acclimatizing to it, but... I mean, to be fair, my palate didn't really acclimatise to most things, you know. I like to say that I can eat and drink most things, but... I don't know, something about Korean food just didn't quite settle with me. Well, I like things like japaketi and... Oh, what was the other one? I keep on forgetting what it's called, but it's like pasta, but made with like rice cake instead. It's really, really good, honest. Trust me, it's the bee's knees. Really good food, but most of it wasn't quite my temper. But yeah, it was good fun. It was good fun that getting to be more familiar with another kind of drinking culture, separate from the English drinking culture, which is just basically drink everything that you can, quick as you can, fall over, and vomit everywhere. That's generally how English drinking culture kind of works. And that's a gross oversimplification. But is it? I don't think it is. Right, is that you? Right, that's zombies. Right, so if there's zombies here, there's probably going to be no bandits here, so I might not actually want to even bother walking through that encampment. I'm going to walk down the middle, keep a close eye on this side as well, to make sure that I'm not got again. We're already injured on a leg from multiple dog excursions. We don't want to go through it again. We've got no friends neither, so we can't exactly go to the shops over there and buy anything new. Keep our eyes out. Make sure that no one gets us. What else was I doing during this time? I suppose that was the time I met my girlfriend at the time, and she showed me so many amazing things down over there. Like, say, for example, there's... Well, we went to some like Korean barbecue restaurants, which was, imagine when you sit down, you've got a metal plate in the middle of you that's heated, and you just cook your own food. They give you the raw food, and you just cook it yourself. Which for me, personally, is bonkers as all hell. Right. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Oh, there's two of them. Ah, piss off. Shit bastard. Thank you. Oh, we've got very little on the way of healing things. But do we have any more? Oh, we've got the major ones. We cannot afford much more combat. Oh, wrong button. Right. Big blue one. And then also bandages to stop the bleeding. We might not be able to go for that third box. We might just go back to bandit base. It's probably the best we can hope for, really, with our injured leg. Yeah, that's probably it, to be fair. Alright then, fine. We'll have some canned tomatoes to celebrate our victory against... There's two of them. No idea there was two of them. But yeah, she took me to Korean barbecues, which was really cool. She got to cook your own food, which would not work in England. Like, if you just, like, let people just cook their own food with fire about, we would burn ourselves to death. It was not a safe place at all. And then also, if there was... I don't like that artifacting there. That breaks immersion a little bit. But, what else was there? There was... Oh, there was bars as well where you had like a little wristband. And what you would do is that you would put your... Like, you would go to, like, the wall where there was, like, a bunch of... Oh, how would one say, like those levers, the pulley levers where alcohol comes from. You'll be able to pour your own drinks, essentially. And at the end of it, it would then calculate how much beer they have, and you'd pay for it that way. Which, again, would not work in England, because people just go too far. And we can't be trusted with anything in England. We are a bit bonkers and mental when alcohol is involved in practically anything. But while all this was going on, I was still looking for a job. Because obviously, you can't just, like, just turn up somewhere to have free beer and food all day long every day. Now you've got to eventually, at some point, go back to the working world of work. And I basically just applied to a whole bunch of different schools and places where people learn English and stuff. And I eventually found a job at a place called Pagoda in Gangnam, of all places. Which I thought was just the coolest thing ever, you know. Working in literally like the centre of a capital city. It was the most bonkers thing ever. I went for the job interview, did not think I was going to get it, but then I got it. And they're really, really cool things. So, obviously, if you go to a country on a tourist visa, you can't actually apply for a job. It's illegal. You're not allowed to do it. So they said, hey, well, you've got to leave the country, apply for the job, and then come back. Which country would you like to go to? And so I said, holy shit, can I go to Japan? And I'm like, yeah, we'll send you there for a weekend. I go, oh, shit, okay, alright. So I went to Japan for a weekend. Went to a city called Fukuoka, which was a really cool place. I like to think of it, it's kind of like Japanese Hull in a way. You go there, it's near the coast, it's got some fishing backgrounds and stuff. I went to the museum there. They've got a sumo museum as well. There's just tons of like really cool historical tidbits and knickknacks knocking around that area. And it was a fantastic weekend. My sister, to this day, is still very jealous that I went there. Because she's massively into anime and Japanese stuff. I'm not necessarily. I'm not really into the whole Asian weeby nonsense stuff, but she was massively into it. So I bought him some little trinkets to send her in a care package home, and that was nice. That was nice. Because it was really interesting. Because there's not, I mean, not to offend Koreans or Japanese, that there are differences in culture. Are you friendly? You are friendly, thank goodness. Hi, friends. Want to be my friend? Got any things to give us? Will you join me? No. Will you join me? No. Will you join me? No. Okay. But do any of you have any quests? Echo detector? You can have an echo detector. Yeah, why not? But that's it. That's all you're getting from me. Because I don't want echo detectors. I don't use them at all. That sounds like cringe to me. But it's like... Yeah, it was really interesting to see the differences in culture. In the sense that... I mean, maybe this is because I was in Gangnam versus Fukuoka. And obviously, not only is it different cultures, but it's also like major city versus minor city, you know? But the Japanese seem very calm when compared to Koreans. Koreans are very passionate people. They just... I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still very polite, still very courteous, but like, they're just... I don't know, they're just very fiery individuals. Whereas in Japan, you know, well, at least in Fukuoka, they were a lot more relaxed and chilled. Which, ooh. The rain has gone, but I can hear baddies. How many baddies are there? Oh, you're pigs. Oh, we had problems with pigs last time. Take that. And this. There we go. Thank you very much. All the pigs sorted out. But yeah, anyway, so long story short, Japan was amazing. It was all good. And before anyone asks, did I find the vendor where I could find the underwear? Yes. Did I get any underwear? No. As funny as it would have been to send that to my sister as a gift, no, I did not. Because, you know, to encourage degeneracy is to be partaking in it. And I am, for one, I'm not that kind of guy. So, yeah, I came back to Korea, got the job, got all the documents sorted out, and it was all gravy, baby. And it was just a wonderful place to work at. You know, it was work with adults. And because it was the pagoda in Gangnam, the English teaching thing for adults in the smack bang middle of things, I would never teach famous people. In fact, actually, technically, one of my colleagues was a chap called Korean Billy, which is quite a famous YouTube person. Never met him. Never ever met him. I worked in the same building as him. Never even saw him. He did like one-to-one stuff. I did like group teaching sessions. And a lot of the clients for the pagoda in Gangnam were never famous people, apart from the one-to-one people, but, you know, there were people like the hairdressers of famous people, or the sons of businessmen and women. Stuff like that. So, I never, like, hung on with, like, any famous people, or taught any famous people. You know, I was famous adjacent, and stop with the bloody radiation. For Christ's sakes. Let me have some cheeky cigarettes. Which, by the by, when I left for Korea, I quit smoking. And I got there, and then, what, like a 20 deck cost about £2.50? Oh, well, shit, now I've got to smoke, because now it's super cheap. I'd be losing money if I didn't start smoking again. Much to the shock and chagrin of my girlfriend at the time. But working there was phenomenal. It was very much, hey, you do and you teach what you want, in the way you want, and as long as no one complains, that's totally fine. Those are zombies. Oh, just stop with the radiation, please. I need to get there for the box. Yeah, there's a fair few of them. We can ignore them. Oh, there's more over here. Hopefully they'll get caught on these. God, there are a lot of them. We don't have time. I just grab all the things and then bob and weave the way out of them. They can't catch us. I just don't want to waste ammo on them, you see. Because ammo is very expensive in this game. Let's walk over this way and then think about what we've got to do. Oh, we're walking in radiation. Oh, for fuck's sake. Silly bastard thing. Right, take the radiation tablets while we're knocking around. There we go, we're fine. We survived. And to be fair, looking at our health and our current collection of medical healing things, probably it's a good idea to go back to Bandit Base. You can always collect this box over here another time. Didn't really find much useful. We didn't find any spare tools. But whatever. We made some money. In fact, how much money do we have? Got a fair bit of money, actually. So we can... It's not an entirely wasted trip. I would really like more of these, if humanly possible. We can always come back. Fingers crossed the Sultan's got some boys that we can take with us next time. We'll sort out all the missions that we've got over yonder. And that's the plan. But working there was great. And we've got into like a nice little routine where every couple of... Well, so like I would work about 12 in the afternoon. And we'll finish at 10 in the evening. And maybe like about 4 hours in the middle of the day to sleep. I will take naps there. And also, I'll use that time to write my book, which is where the Kingston Chronicles was written. I wrote the entirety of the book while being in South Korea, because that's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to live doing wild and crazy things while also writing a book, because writing books is quite fun. You know, it's kind of what I want to do with my life, is be an author. Hopefully one day, when I grow up. But yeah, it was like, you just go to work, and then, oh, have we completed a quest just naturally? I think we have. That's quite useful. And, yeah, so, you finish work at 10. And oh, what do you know, you're in Gangnam. Surrounded by nightclubs. What are you going to do? Well, naturally, you're just going to go around and dick about, aren't you? You're going to go to the clubs and get drunk and have just a crazy old time. And, yeah, that was fun. That was very, very fun. It was like every night was almost like a weekend, almost. Until the actual weekend came along, then I could get very, very drunk. And then that was a whole different story altogether. There was some baked beans, well, very British. Kind of Heinz beans. Nothing more British than some German beans. That's what I always say. What else did I do? I went to, was it S.T.A.L.K.e.r? Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. There was like it's like the tallest building in Korea. And you would stand on top of it. There was a little section of it where the floor was made out of glass. And I refused to stand on there because I'm a massive coward. It was very tall. Wonderful scene. But it's actually, I went there on New Year's Eve, was it? Frightfully cold. Because in Korea, they've got 4 seasons where the summer is really hot. The spring and autumn is kind of like middle ground. And their winter is like -10. It's bloody cold over there. But we went there. The aquarium as well. The aquarium in the S.T.A.L.K.e.r place. But S.T.A.L.K.e.r is kind of like their version of like Disneyland. Rather than Mickey Mouse, we've got like a Mickey Beaver or something. I can't exactly remember what animal it is. But pretty cool. And just tons of stuff to go see there. Well, I did it for about a year. I probably, in retrospect, as much of an adventure as it was, going there and basically drinking all the time, I basically became like I mean, I'm not a fat man. I've never been a fat man, but like by the time my career ended, I was a lot more chunky than I normally was. You know, I was getting on purely based on the pure amount of calories I would just drink and consume. And you know, I made some bad choices. I think I picked the alcohol lifestyle. What's the new term I learnt recently? The sensory stimulation lifestyle over actual meaningful, joyful stuff with humans and meaningful relationships and stuff. I picked the whole hedonism over value. Is it hedonism over value? Is that the right way to describe it? Essentially, I was a cheeky boy. I was a cheeky boy. Did not do the good things. Did lots of the bad things. Because it was easy to do bad things, because in a large city like that where alcohol and vice is very easy to come across, I chose to do that instead of actually build something very useful. I mean, it saved up some money, but like, wasn't good. Are there more baddies? I heard a whisper. Oh, that's more zombie sounds. Never mind. Okay, well, we're going to avoid zombies anyway. When we get back to Bandit Base. But yeah, so, long story short, after about a year, you know, I kind of got to the end of my tether. There's not really much else good I could have done there. And so I went back home. And that is my story in Korea. And I just thought it'd be useful to share that story because I think that for a lot of us, especially these days, we feel like we're stuck in a rut or stuck in a particular routine and there's no way that we can actually, like, expand outwards or maybe experience new things in life. And for me personally, as a risk-averse kind of person, as a person who tends to avoid doing anything too crazy, I was able to do it, man. I was able to go out there, and I feel like as if even though maybe towards the end, you know, maybe I went a bit too far over the edge, you know, I pushed the boat too far out and maybe ended up in not the best situation. But the actual whole experience itself, the idea that I was able to go out and do it, rather than just accept the job that I had before then and just live in my little sad flat in town for the rest of my days. Yeah, I think I learned a lot. I think going through that experience helped me mature. And good lord, shit amount of zombies everywhere. There's no need for this. I was planning on saving by the campfire here, but I don't want to waste... I'm going to waste the ammo here. I ain't walking that far. Be gone, zombies! Ha! Missed. There we go. Oh, Jesus! Good lord! Calm your passions. God, the amount of bloody resources I've spent on this one excursion. Sod ya, you git. And then swap to pistol. There we go. Well done, me. But yeah, if you're feeling like you should do something crazy like, oh, I fancy going to a different country, and or just anything really, and you feel like, oh, well, I'm not the kind of person who can do it, well, you probably can. Because if I can do it, Lord of mercy. Bearing in mind how nervous and skittish I am with a lot of stuff, in the grand scheme of things, I reckon you could do it too. There's probably a whole bunch of stuff that I've neglected to mention, like, I went to a wedding over there, which was amazing. There was just the parks and the cycling and there was tons of stuff over there that was amazing, but, you know, like, if I told you about every single thing over there, oh, the Empress Palace over there was amazing as well. But it would probably be boring in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, I just thought, you know, share the story. It could be a nice little thing to get out there in the world and stuff. And like I said in the previous episode, if you've got any questions and stuff, feel free to let us know. I'll answer them in future videos and stuff. And yeah, cool. That's all. So we've done things. We found some boxes. Not much has really happened, has it? We've not really done a great job, but I'll take it. It's fine. It's all good. We killed some dogs, and that's yeah. Or just linked to Korean, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not making that. I'm not making that that link. Not at all. Anyway, love to see you. Take it easy, and see you in a bit. Peace.